everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a really exciting video. I'm actually really scared to start filming it though because I know I'm going to talk a lot, so I'm going to try and just be really fast. But today's video is a full face of my favorite products. Some of these categories were really easy for me, but some of them were very hard. And I might cheat a little bit and mention a couple, but I'll try and be really fast. If you see this door opening and closing, it's probably because my dogs are probably going to be running in and out of this room, so just warning you. I promise there's not a ghost in my room or something. All right. Let's get started, I guess. Okay, see, the door is already opened. I told you. I have friends playing. I realized that might be a little loud, so I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. All right, I turned it down. Okay, so my favorite primer was definitely one of the easiest categories for me. I have used this for years. This is the Becca Backlight priming filter. It is beautiful, and I know there's a lot of drugstore options for, you know, luminous primers like this, but this one's just magical. First of all, the smell is like unlike anything in the world. Like if they made this a perfume, I would definitely wear it. It is the most beautiful. I just can't even describe it, but it's just like elegant. Ugh, he's crying. I love you. Okay, he's probably gonna sit on my lap this whole video. The smell is just really elegant. Like, I don't know how to describe it to you, but I love this because it has this like tacky feeling to it. So when I put makeup on it, it has this like, it grips your makeup really well, and not like in a sticky way, just the way that makeup sits on top of this is just beautiful. And I definitely notice a difference. Some luminous primers, like you put the foundation on top and you can't even tell that you put a luminous primer on, but this one you definitely can. The smell is so nostalgic to me because I've had it, I've used it for years, and so I don't know, it's just a special smell. And these bottles last me forever. I've probably been using it for like 4 years, and I've bought like 4 bottles of this, so like 1 a year. But it's amazing. I use it all the time, and the packaging is beautiful. I use it alone a lot too, like if I just want my skin to look healthier, but I'll just put a little bit on my face and it just makes you look really healthy and beautiful, so I love it. Alrighty. So for brows, my favorite brow pencil was hard because there's 3 that I really like, but the one that I purchased the most is the Maybelline Total Temptation Brow Definer in the shade medium brown, and I'm out of this because it's quarantine, so I can't use it. You can see, so the tip is like, it's a pointed tip at the front, the top, and it kind of widens, so it's still easy. I don't like thin pencils because they just take too long and they're too precise, so I just like how easy it is because it's thicker, so it just gets the job done quicker, but it still has that really tiny tip at the edge, so you can sort of be a little bit more precise with it. My other 2 favorites is the Anastasia Brow Definer and the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil, which is what I'm going to be using today because it's the one that I have right now. This one pretty much has the same shape as the Maybelline one, and the Maybelline one is way cheaper, and I go through brow pencils like crazy, so I usually don't like to buy the more expensive ones. The reason that I love the ones that I love is because I do not like that waxy feeling because I feel like it doesn't last as long. But I don't like the ones that are so stiff that you have to press really hard because then you're going to end up with a really heavy brow. So I like one that is stiff enough to where it's not waxy and it lasts on the skin, but one that's glidey enough to where I can use a light hand and it still show up on the skin. I would say the Goof Proof one is the glidiest of all of them. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it is a little bit harder to get a lighter look with this one. I'm really worried because I don't hear the dogs and they're not bothering me, so I know they're probably doing something really bad right now. Oh, here comes one of them. Okay. Did you eat anything? Hi, honey. Are you coming to apologize for something you ruined out there? Okay, so I'm going to prime my eyes with the concealer that I'm going to use. So I'm going to put it on my eyes and then I'll be back because I want it to be a secret until later. All right, it's on and none of you know what it is. Okay, so my all-time favorite palette was very easy for me. Literally use this every single day. Like I love so many other palettes and I get inspired by a lot of other palettes, but this is just like the perfect, like if I made a neutrals palette, this would be the neutrals palette I would make. And it is the Colorpop Goin Coconuts palette. It is my favorite. As soon as I got it, it changed my life. And everyone's like, oh, it's just a neutrals palette, but it's so special. I don't even know how to describe it to you other than it's perfect. Okay, so first of all, the packaging is adorable. It's really small and compact, makes it easy for traveling. Also has a giant mirror, so that also makes it great for traveling and for doing your eyeshadow. Like, I like being able to look up close and far away, so I love that. It's just perfect. It's just absolutely perfect. So these are the shades. I love this because I'm so fair most of the time that everything pulls orange on me. Even if it's like slightly warm, it's always going to pull orange on me. And in this, we have cool tone options and neutral options that pull a little bit warm, so they don't look orange on me, but they still bring warmth to my eye. This is the shade Culotta. It's super, super cool toned. This to set the eyelid, amazing. This shade, Shell Yeah. I love adding red to my eyes, like little pops of red, and like this is the most perfect rusty reddish kind of shade. It's more rusty, but it's just beautiful just to add a little bit more color without just being browns. Like, it's just so interesting and you can deepen up with that. The shade Lovely Bunch is the transition shade that is a little bit more warm. I usually mix these two, honestly. This shade right here, Nutty, is literally, I go into, if I'm using any other palette and I need to deepen something up, I always go into this palette and grab Nutty, because again, with my skin tone, it's like everything, the undertone of all shadows kind of just becomes really amplified. So that's why, like, warmer shadows will pull orange and deeper browns always pull purple. This one is just chocolatey goodness. And then this shimmer right here, like, I have to swatch it. It's called Cocoa Crush. It's the most beautiful shimmer I've ever seen in my life. Like, it's my favorite shimmer ever that I've ever used in my life, and I've used a lot, so are you kidding me? It's like a rose gold, but it's not too white, it's not too light. It still has like a really pretty shift, and it brightens the eye, but it's not too stark white, which I love. I'm gonna do a really classic Hannah look, and I'm not gonna talk you through it because it would take 50 years. So yeah, I'm just gonna get into it. See you guys at the end of the time lapse. Next, he put his nose. Can you see on his little nose? Oh, I think he licked it off. He got shimmer eyeshadow on his nose. Okay, so a lot of times I honestly just leave it right here because I love really matte looks, and I would probably just take a little bit more shredded and just highlight right there. But I'm gonna use Cocoa Crush today because I just have to show you guys how beautiful it is. Like, I just wish you could see in person how freaking gorgeous it is. Okay, foundation time. Now, I could talk about this for 50 years, so I'm just gonna make this really fast. This was a really hard decision for me, so I chose two. Well, incidentally, both of these are the foundations that I use when I do shows, like for stage makeup and stuff. Well, both of them are just reliable foundations. Obviously, I use them for stage makeup, but I know that if I really wanted to make my makeup to look good, and I know that it had to last, these are the two that I trust the most. This one I've used for years and years and years, like since high school. The Revlon Colorstay, this is a combination oily formula. It's because when I tried this foundation, I was in high school and I had oily skin, but this works fine on my dry skin. I actually do want to try the dry skin version, but I just haven't. This is in the shade 150 Buff. Yeah, it doesn't look matte. It doesn't look, it just looks like skin. It just looks beautiful. I would say it's like a medium to full coverage, definitely leaning more medium. This, however, this is the Huda Beauty foundation and I have it in the shade Panna Cotta. I just have to give a shout out to Huda Beauty for having a really fair foundation that leans yellow because I have really yellow undertones. I am part Cuban, which it might not look that way because I'm so fair. For that reason, I don't have pink undertones. I have yellow undertones, and all fair foundations are all lean pink for some reason. So yeah, this shade is just straight up yellow. It's beautiful. This one I would say is more neutral. It has a little bit of a greenish tint to it, as you can see, but that does help canceling out the redness on my face, so I'm okay with that. I love both shades. So the Huda Beauty foundation is super full coverage, like beyond crazy full coverage. So it doesn't seem like something that I would like initially, but I literally only use half a pump for my whole face, and that's why I love it so much, because it covers everything with such a little amount of product that you cannot see the product on the skin, and it looks so natural. So that's why I love this. Don't be scared of this foundation because it's so full coverage and matte. Like if you use a smaller amount, it'll cover the same amount of area with less product, which will end up looking more natural than a lighter coverage or a medium coverage foundation that you have to build up. You're inevitably gonna see the product in your face because you had to use so much. Okay, so I'm gonna put the Huda Beauty one on this side since I need a little bit more coverage on this side. You can definitely see the difference in coverage on both sides. I definitely need more of the Revlon one. The Huda Beauty one does emphasize dryness a little bit if you have it, so you can see like around this like blemish there's a little bit of dryness that it's emphasizing, but in person it really doesn't look that bad. Now this is the skin right now. I definitely prefer the Revlon side, but this one is more full coverage if you need that. So yeah. All right, next was concealer. This was super easy. I literally for a full year didn't use anything else, and I love trying complexion products, and I was so scared to try something else because I was scared I wouldn't like it as much. So my favorite concealer is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, the Reveal. This is the one I put on my eyes earlier. It's beautiful. I have it in the shade Snow, and it's also pretty yellow toned, which I love. It cancels my under eyes a lot better than something pinkier would. My thing with concealer is I like something that's really spreadable so that I can apply a smaller amount, and I just want something that isn't going to look really dry. It isn't going to sink into my lines as bad because I don't like to set my under eye. I feel like I crease worse when I set my under eyes. After I tap out the lines like once or twice, they usually don't even come back. But whenever I set my under eye, even if I tap them out a couple times beforehand and then set it, it still ends up like gathering in the creases of my under eye. I just don't like it. And then it looks dry and it's just a whole thing. So I like a concealer that I don't have to set, which this definitely is one. And that just looks really hydrating under the eyes, and this is just, you can see it's literally just beautiful. It's not so matte that it looks dry, but it's not so dewy that I have to set it, so that is why I love it. This bottle lasts you forever, and it's giant. Like, this is my foundation and this is the concealer. This is half a fluid ounce. This is half of a standard foundation. That one was really easy for me. I love cream bronzer, but I didn't want to stress myself out and pick one, so I'm not going to use one today. What I am going to use though is my favorite powder bronzer, which was also another really easy one. The Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in Light Bronze. This is the easiest bronzer you'll ever use in your life. Like, I don't even have to think about it. This has the perfect neutral, you can tell I love it. This has like the perfect neutral undertone, but it makes you feel warmed up without being orange. It builds really nicely, so it doesn't start out super pigmented. I don't have to worry about it. I can just slap it on my face, and you see it, like, it's just so soft and beautiful. It never looks like too much. And I like to bronze everywhere, but again, I have to be super careful. That's another reason I love this bronzer, is I can literally throw it all over my face and it's not gonna look like too much. It's not gonna make me look orange or anything crazy like that. Then I always go over with my foundation brush just to blend things together. And lately I've been really liking to put some bronzer just on the tip of my nose. No like contour or anything, just pulling it a little bit further in than I normally would. Also, I cannot believe I didn't mention this as soon as I opened it. I've had this for a long time. The smell is still prevalent. It smells like suntan lotion on the beach. I literally just feel like I'm at the beach as soon as I open this. I love scented products. I know people are like, oh, it makes my skin break out, which I'm sure it does, but honestly, it's a risk I'm willing to take because it just smells so good. So I know I'm going a little bit out of order here, but I'm going to set my brows. So to set my brows, I use good old hairspray because I literally always have hairspray with me when I travel. I have to use it for my hair anyway. So, I mean, it does the same exact thing as brow gel, and it holds your brows so nicely. I use the Tresemme one. I feel like you can just use whatever hairspray that you use, but this is my favorite hairspray. Okay, and those are the brows. As you can tell, I like super fluffy brows, so the hairspray trick works really well for that if that's what you like as well. Okay, so for my favorite blush, I have two answers. I'm sorry. So my favorite formula of blush is the Buxom Wanderlust. The Buxom Wanderlust brushes. Man, get it together. My favorite formula of blush is the Buxom Wanderlust Primer Infused blushes. These are my favorite. Some of them are just really glowy, which is why I love them. You can also get matte ones because I know not a lot of people love glowy ones, but this is the shade Mykonos, which you can tell it kind of has like a little bit of a sheen to it. It's just a corally, beautiful shade. And then there's also Seychelles, which is a bronzy sort of mauve. This one is very glowy. I love it very much. And this is Seychelles. You can see it's really glowy, and it's just bronzy mauve kind of shade. This would probably look better on deeper skin tones, but I use it with a light hand on my skin tone and it still looks beautiful. But my favorite blush, if you told me I could only have one blush, it would be this one. I know. I'm just gonna take a second to let you admire this packaging. I know, it's so beautiful. So this is the Colorpop and Disney Designer Collection. This is the shade Enchanted Mirror, and I love that I love this so much because I love Belle. She's probably like my favorite princess because, I mean, you know, I feel like we all just like the one that we look the most like. Also, I love the movie. I'm not a fake fan. This is the color, and honestly, if you showed me this swatched, I would be like, yeah, you know, whatever. Because it looks, when you swatch it, it just looks very, like a cool toned pink. Like a mauve-y cool toned pink, which I don't normally like, but this on the skin just looks exactly like I'm blushing. Like, it looks like the most natural blush shade for me, so that's why I love it. I would have to say this is my favorite blush, for sure. It also has a little bit of a sheen to it too. Not as much as the Buxom ones though. The Buxom formula is just like unbeatable. Do you see what I mean? It literally just looks like I'm actually blushing. Like, it's the most natural blush shade for me, and none of these come off super strong immediately, which I love because I just like buildable products. Now, my favorite highlight. My favorite highlight is discontinued, but I'm gonna say it anyway just because, first of all, it's so special. Second of all, it was discontinued before and it was so popular they brought it back again. So maybe they'll bring it back again. I don't know. But it's the Anastasia and Amrezy highlight. I'm gonna be really quick. This is so special. I can't believe I haven't hit pan yet. I've used it for like a year and a half now. But it's just my favorite highlight of all time because when you're fair, you usually have to go with a white or a pink. Or you have to go for like a champagne that's kind of gold, but it leans more pink or white, which I just don't like. It doesn't look natural to me. This is so special because it's gold. Like, it literally, and this, I've seen this on almost every skin tone and it looks beautiful because it kind of has like a transparent base, so just the sheen is gold, so when you turn your face you're not getting a cast of gold, but when you turn your face this way it just looks beautiful. So this is the shade. I'm gonna swatch it right here. It's beautiful. There's no shimmer in it, there is no chunky glitter. it just looks like your skin is wet, and it's the only true gold shade I found that works on like literally every skin tone. This doesn't end up coming back, which would make me really sad. Other one that I really love is Cookie by Benefit. However, this one is like a pinky shade. The formula for these are very similar. This one feels a little bit creamier, but they look the same on the skin. But as you can see, hold on, I'm gonna swatch it. This one is definitely lighter and has more of a pinky champagne color to it, which I love, but this is still my favorite. I would highly recommend this one as well. It's beautiful, but it's just a color preference thing, I guess. Okay, so now I'm gonna do my mascara, and this is something that I swore I would never get over my Supersizer by CoverGirl, I believe. But when I tried this, it completely took its spot. My thing with mascaras is I just want them to separate my lashes really well, and I want it to be really quick. I absolutely loathe doing my mascara, so I just want it to be fast, easy. And I also am really messy because, again, my eyelids are hooded and my eyelashes are really curled, so doing them without being messy is really hard. So I need something that is really easy to wipe off. This is the Thrive Causemetics Liquid Lash Extensions. This is a tubing mascara. So it basically just forms a little tube around your eyelashes, so it does not flake. It doesn't like stick onto them and just like grab them. It's like it just sort of forms a tube around. When you try and take it off, it literally just slides right off your lashes. It doesn't pull them off. I don't feel like I'm yanking my lashes off trying to get this off. It's like so easy. I also prefer thin rubber wands, which I know is something that isn't a very popular opinion, but again, I just need something really skinny to really get in there and manipulate without getting it everywhere. Like, do you see what I'm talking about? This is literally like no other mascara I've ever used in my entire life. It's so special. However, if you don't want to buy this one, the Supersizer by Maybelline is really similar, and I liked it for really similar reasons. This one, it's a little bit quicker and it's way easier to remove. If you are planning on getting the Supersizer though, make sure you get the one that looks like this. Don't get the one with the giant wand. You want to get the one with the wand that looks like this. I love this mascara too. It is amazing. Apparently I like mascaras with teal tubes. We're almost done. I know this video is like really long. My back's starting to hurt. So my favorite lip combination. I have this bag of lip products that are like my most used, and I literally will throw it in my purse if I'm using my purse, and then if I'm using my backpack for school or something, I'll just take this and my wallet out and they just go back and forth. The first product is this Milani Easy Liner for Lips retractable pencil in the shade Most Natural. This looks like it would be a mauve color, but it looks nothing like the packaging. Comes off really brown, actually, like a brownie nude. I love nudes that lean peach or brown mauve kind of. I don't like pink nudes at all on me. I think anything pink undertone on me besides like eyeshadow looks really weird. I don't know why. But this is the perfect lip liner. Perfect shade. I love it so much. So next is the lipstick. This is also from the drugstore. This is the Maybelline Color Sensational lipstick in 920 Nude Lust. You can tell I really love it. I will definitely repurchase this as soon as it's out because I use it literally every day that I wear makeup. But you can see it's sort of like, again, a brown peachy nude, and it's just beautiful. It's really sheer, but you can build it up. And you see it's a little bit lighter than the lip liner. I just absolutely freaking love it. It's just the perfect color and the perfect formula. Like, it just looks so good on the lips. It doesn't emphasize anything. It's not too drying because it has that like sheeny sort of look, so I love it. And then on top of that, I will put a Buxom lip gloss. That is my favorite lip gloss formula of all time. I love the tingling feeling. This is probably my favorite and most used shade, most purchased shade. It is the shade Sugar, and this is, it's like a rosy sort of shimmery shade, and it just looks beautiful on top of this combo. Like I could just stare at it. Hi, it's editing Hannah here. I forgot to say why I love the lip gloss so much. I just showed you that it's really pretty, but it's not even just that it's pretty, because there's a lot of glosses that can look that glossy. It's just, it lasts so long because the formula is the perfect amount of thickness where it doesn't feel gloopy, but it's not gonna just slide off your lips like a lip oil would. All right, I'll see you later. I just think this is the perfect nude combination for me, and it took me a long time to find it, so I'm very proud of it. Now I'm just going to spray my face and we'll be done. Finally, I know you guys are just waiting to get off this video. Okay, so this is another category that I use more than one thing. And that's not because there's like more than one favorite, it's just I use more than one thing when I set my face, so I'm gonna show you. So my favorite, so this is the Badescu facial spray with aloe, chamomile, and lavender. I've tried every scent, I guess you could say. Lavender is my favorite. I love it. So calming and amazing. Also, the first time I used this was when I was in New York. It wasn't this bottle of it. It was a couple years ago, but it was when I was in New York. And now every time I smell it, it still reminds me of being in the hotel room in New York. So it makes my heart happy. I spray this just to get rid of any dry look, especially if I put powder on. I also use this as skincare. It's actually really hydrating, and I use this in the morning and at night with my skincare routine, and it's super inexpensive, so I love it. I'm gonna spray this first. So the majority of what I'm spraying is this one, and then I will do a couple spritz of something that's actually gonna make my makeup last. My favorite ones is the Urban Decay All Nighter and the Skindanavia. So the reason I mentioned both, I'm pretty sure they're the same thing because this is by Skindanavia. Like Urban Decay collabed with Skindanavia for this one. So anyway, the reason I'm mentioning both is I'm pretty sure this one is more accessible. Like it's in Ulta and Sephora. This you have to go to a separate website to buy it, I believe. So if you're just on the Ulta or Sephora website, or you're there, I would say get this one. They're really similar, but this one just is a little bit more hydrating in my opinion, but they also have the chill version of this, which is more hydrating. So either way is good, but they literally make your makeup last all day long. Like it's insane. They are more expensive, but I spray mostly this and then like 1 or 2 spritzes of this, so it lasts me a very long time. One from the drugstore that makes your makeup last a long time too is the Make It Last by Milani. However, I noticed that it would really dry my skin out because it had a lot of alcohol in it, and it was like noticeably drying my skin out. And that's it. You don't need that much of this one. All right guys, and that is it. That is a full face of my all-time favorite products. I love the way it turned out. I mean, obviously, because this is my favorite product. So yeah, and this is pretty much exactly what I would look like if I was going somewhere that I didn't want to look bad at. Super glowy, natural, but put together. If you share any of your favorites with me, comment down below. I would love to talk about it. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, comment below a star emoji so I know that you made it. That's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this video, or if you didn't like this video, you should still do it anyway because it's really nice. That'd be a really nice thing for you to do. You know, really pay it forward. Thank you so much for watching. I love all of you, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.